everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Emma Hamilton. I'm a customer success manager at Ambition, and I'm here today talking with one of my amazing customers, AMAROK. I've got Michael Dorrington, who's the VP of Sales and Marketing, and then I've got Katie Stevens, who's the Director of Sales Operations and Enablement. Hey, guys.
Hey, Emma, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining us. I'm really excited about our talk today.
Great, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Katie and Michael work for AMAROK out of South Carolina, and they actually have had some insane success over the last several months, which I know is unprecedented, and a lot of people aspire to replicate what they've been able to do. So we're going to dive a little bit into, the tech stack specifically that has helped them get to this level of success, what the future looks like for their workforce, and any advice they have for sales leaders out there. But if really quickly, Michael, if you don't mind just giving us a brief overview of what you guys do at AMAROK, and what your sales team, kind of the different components of like the different teams that you have over there.
Yeah, you got it. So I'll start with what we do here. So we, at AMAROK, we are the ultimate perimeter security company. So what we do is we provide electric fencing and other security solutions to keep our properties safe from crime. So our customers' properties safe from crime. So, our staple product is probably one of the most exciting and interesting of the bunch. We offer a 7,000 volt electric fence that protects people's properties from theft and other types of criminal activity. So it's pretty unusual service. We offer it on a service basis, which is really unusual. In 2000, we're a company that's been around for about 30 years, but we've really started to make major investments in sales and marketing over the last 4 to 5 years. In 2017, I came aboard. I was tasked with really building a world-class sales engine at AMAROK, and we do that through a series of amazing tools and a tech stack and that we'll talk about, and we do it through incredible people. But probably the thing we're most proud of was that in 2020 we were named the top company to sell for in the United States by SellingPower magazine, and a lot of the things we're going to talk about today will really show you why SellingPower gave us that accolade.
Yeah, that's so incredible. I remember when I saw that go across LinkedIn, I had to read it twice. I was like, that is so amazing. Like, I feel like I'm part of y'all's team, so I felt the pride too. Katie really owns and sees like a lot of the strategy behind their tech stack. So I would like to hear more, and I know that other listeners would like to hear kind of what does that tech stack look like for you guys? What's the strategy behind using all these different tools to make your team so successful?
Yeah, so I mean we've got a pretty big tech stack. I won't lie about that at all. We've got we use tools like Ambition. We use tools like Gong. We have Outreach. We have Salesforce. We have Sigster. We have Zoom Info. A whole bunch more. Captivate IQ for our reps. The list goes on and on. Actually, we have so many. I think that while we have so many tools, and the reason that we bring so many on is to just really make sure that we're setting our reps up for success. I mean, we sell a very unique service, and the faster we can get that done, the faster we can get sites secure and get them, keep them from experiencing crime, the better off we are, the more happy customers we have, the more frequently we get to be the #1 company to sell for with tools like this at hand.
Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit to that because Katie hit a lot of really key points that I want to kind of expand on. So the first one is, when it comes to why we invest in the tech stack that we do, other than I like to buy things, I think the most important thing is that we will do anything to win. Like Katie said, we sell something that has a very deep why. And it means, we are protecting people's properties, we're protecting people's businesses, and especially now more than ever, that is a very important service to sell. And so we're really proud of that. And so the faster we can do that, the better. We also will do anything to win. I mean, this is a This is an organization filled with people who are absolutely determined to win at all costs and win at every step of the way, because we are fighting a criminal element. So that's also really important to this. And so I know this is Emma and ambition, and we're talking to you, but I do want to tell you how important ambition is in our tech stack. Okay, so for us, Salesforce is the record. We're probably a world-class user of Salesforce, and that's really great. But it never gave us the scoreboard, the coaching features. It never gave us the next level ability like ambition does. And so we utilize ambition as a gamification tool because we're trying to keep a rep group really engaged. And we're also use it as a way to make sure that we are coaching and training our people, because we sell something that's pretty unique and we've made an investment in them, and we want to continue to reap rewards off that investment for a long time. So ambition is a really key part of that tech stack. So I know
really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. So but that's the truth. So
put it in perspective, we had a handful of new reps that started this week and got on their email for the first time, and they had over 500 emails from all of the deals that we get, from our triggers for new deals, and all of the reply alls, because we celebrate everything that comes in.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's so great to like set that culture up, especially for new hires, bringing them into that fold. When you're remote, it's so hard to make that culture a reality. So that makes me so happy to hear about that. One question I do have that just kind of popped in my head was, with being like such a high adopter of so many different tools, how do you guys set your reps up to not like get lost in the tools, to help them like have the resources to adopt and actually use them? I feel like that's a problem a lot of companies have.
Yeah, it's super hard. I'll start. Like I said before, some of the amount of tech stack is my fault. So so it's my own. So it's not lost on me. We do really try to set the expectations very clear about how they're to use it and the benefits of using it. And we really stay close from a coaching perspective. I mean, Katie is a world-class director of sales operations. I mean, Emma, you do
Absolutely.
Katie's, very unique. So we're really lucky there. And then also our leadership group underneath Katie is also really strong, that they work to adopt it. We're not perfect. We do get lost in some of the tools sometimes and have to revisit, but it is it's a daily refocusing on the attempt to win, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's also important that Mike and I are frequently in the tools, and with tools like Ambition too, we can have the TVs up in the office for our inside reps, our outside directors, like the one that Mike probably just looked at.
Yeah. I thought something happened actually. So.
The outside directors, I know they have TVs in their office. It just, with all of us using it and pushing other people to use it, I think that helps a lot too. When we're strong users and strong advocates for the platforms and the programs that we have, I think it helps reflect to show everybody else that, hey, this is something that we see value in, and you should also see value in it.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's a huge roadblock that I see a lot of people come to a lot of times. As they buy a tool, they invest, some levels of time and energy and attention to it, but then they expect it to just kind of like run in the background, run on the back burner. And it is something that you have to tend to daily and make sure that you're staying on top of it to, if nothing else, set the example for the people that are working for you to also use that. So that's really, really awesome. Yeah, you guys are incredible adopters, just from my experience working with you guys. You take it really seriously, and you put the time and energy needed to make something successful. And I think obviously it pays off for you guys.
We're geeks.
Yes.
We're geeks.
In a great way.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, we're geeks.
You guys have quite a big outside sales workforce. What was that transition like, moving them, and what kind of adjustments within the tech stack or within like their daily workflow did you guys have to make them successful inside sellers as they were being an outside seller?
You would never know that the importance of our outside team in our business is off the charts. And so based on how business has gone, you would never have this, you'd never know that we would have struggled as much as we could have based on how well we did. So our results this year have been off the charts successful. So anyways, I'll talk specifically about the transition. So we did have to get them used to a lot of new tools because the outside team didn't have as many tools at their disposal as the inside team did. And so we did test and work out different ways to utilize the tech stack and help them out. But I think what we learned through all this is that a good rep with high activity, with great tools and good coaching is going to be successful whether they're sitting in an office or they're out in the field. And so I think it was really interesting to see like how we were able to utilize different tools to get more out of people. So, I mean, to use ambition specifically, like Katie said, we celebrate every single deal. Right now, like we used to like celebrate, we get an alert and a couple of people would kind of respond. As soon as we all were inside, I mean, it became an explosion. I mean, every single person was celebrating every single deal and wanting to know more about it. And I think it just really helped the engagement level in a really tough time.
Yeah, morale is such a huge thing these days, and so to keep that up and make it even stronger than before, and to celebrate, like you said, every single win, it has a huge impact on the people that work for you and how they feel day to day, and they feel appreciated, and they feel like maybe the world isn't so dark and scary and horrible these days, and there's something to be happy and proud about. So yeah, you guys do an amazing job about that.
We had to take our coaches off the road like everybody else, right? So our major coaching function for our outside team was having somebody in the car next to them selling. And now we took all that coaching online and we do it all through Ambition. And that was a really good way to keep them engaged in that part of their progression versus just, hey, did they sell something, not sell something? Like Ambition is great for the scorecards and everything. And I love it. I look at it all the time, but the coaching feature is probably the most valuable to us.
That's awesome. I love hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we mentioned earlier, you guys were named the #1 company to sell for from SellingPower magazine, which is super, super incredible. Any like one thing or like any like one central thing that you think got you guys there? I remember just little story time. I remember when you guys came on as a customer, and this was a huge priority for you guys. You guys care about how your people feel at work. You care about being a good company to sell for. And I remember that being like, what do we want to see from, including Ambition in our tech stack? We want to get better at being a great place for our people, people to work for us. And to see that kind of come to fruition was really, really special. But anything, I know that earlier you mentioned like the people that work for you and having such a great like core group of people, but anything that you guys can point to say, this is what got us to where we are to be like the best place to sell for.
I mean, there's no way I could answer anything but the people. Like, I mean, we do have an incredible group of people who are so dedicated. I mean, the attributes that make up that group are what make it all so special. But if there is nothing, there's no way to reach the #1 company to sell for, the #1 company to work for, anything without great, amazing people. And that period, end of story, that's it. And all the things that they like about being here are, hey, we care about them, we trust them, we give them, great flexibility in their day-to-day working. And I think that's why they like it here. We don't treat them like children. We treat them like adults, and we have a lot of fun doing it. That kind of stuff is what makes it exciting here. But overall, I mean, one thing is the people. So.
I love that. Any advice for other sellers who are looking to like be more successful than ever before during this time, like you guys?
Oh, I've got lots of advice. So I think a couple of things that I think are really important. I think that one thing that we do really well is we take a lot of the restrictions off of our sales organization. So like I said, we treat them like adults. We let them make decisions. They know the rules and they know the boundaries, but they don't have to come running for approval every single time they they make a different call. So I think that trust and flexibility is something that as a seller, they really appreciate. I think finding ways to engage them, unique ways to engage them, whether it's gamification or whether it's, some sort of, tool that is just different and unique than just what they do every day. I think that is really important for this generation of sellers. And then, keeping them engaged in an ongoing platform. I always use the term like stay in school. And so for me, this is like, constantly wanting coaching, constantly wanting to hear more about, how they're doing things correctly or incorrectly, and completely releasing this, this culture of, of being scared of feedback. I think, when you do those things, the world will completely open up in many different ways.
Yeah, those are all amazing points. Katie, any words of advice from you?
I was just gonna say I would have to agree with the keeping everything engaging part. I think one of the things particularly about Ambition that I enjoy is how interactive it can be for the reps. It's not just about all of their data that's in all of their activity data or their metrics that's in Salesforce getting pulled in, which is something that, well, yes, they have control over that on a daily basis as far as what they're accomplishing. There's more that they can put in. I mean, I've seen our reps take unique individual headshots that come through on the Ambition triggers that kind of make them have a little bit more fun. They get to pick their GIF, whatever your fancy is, however you say it.
Yeah.
That definitely is a conversation starter and can help with like when new reps are coming on and starting conversations, you can see kind of the culture and the atmosphere that you're coming into and really see like, hey, like this is where I want to be, or this is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. It's always so great to hear from you guys. You guys are so smart. You guys work at an amazing organization. I feel super honored to, get to kind of be a part and talk to you guys so often. Any final words?
I do want to thank Ambition for having us and letting us do this and showcasing our partnership. We really do appreciate Ambition, Emma, everything that you do for us. This is not just a relationship where we see you once a year.
You probably see me too much.
No, but no, it's we really appreciate all the hard work that Ambition does for us. We love the platform, and we can't wait to see where we all grow together. So we hope someday you guys are the #2 company to sell for.
Yes, I like it.
So we're gonna keep the #1 spot, but you guys can have a #2 spot.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Great. Thanks, Emma.